The whistle's shriek sliced through the downpour like a betrayal I never saw coming. "Jason, you're benched. Permanently," Coach Harlan barked, his voice booming over the thunder. Eyes sliding past me as if I were just another puddle on the turf. In that instant, Adam's hand slipped from my shoulder, his touch turning cold as the rain, and I knew the locker room whispers had finally drowned us both. It was the fall of my senior year in Milford, Ohio, a Rust Belt town where Friday nights meant football lights blazing brighter than any hope of escape. Milford High's Eagles were our religion, the field our confessional. I'd laced up my cleats since freshman year, dreaming of carrying that ball across the goal line not just for glory, but to prove I belonged. To prove that the son of a laid-off auto worker could be more than the quiet kid dodging sideways glances in the hallways. And then there was Adam, tall, golden-haired Adam Riley, the quarterback everyone called the Cannon, for his arm that could thread a needle from 50 yards. He was the sun to my shadow, the reason my heart raced faster off the field than on it. We'd met in summer drills, 2 weeks of hellish sprints under the July haze. I was the wide receiver, all speed and no spotlight, catching passes that Adam flung like lifelines. One evening, after the others had piled into their trucks, he lingered by the water cooler, towel slung low on his hips. "Hey, Reyes," he'd said, using my last name like it was a secret code. "You move like you're afraid the ground's gonna swallow you. Loosen up." His grin was easy, disarming, the kind that made the world feel less like a trap. By the end of camp, those post-practice talks had stretched into stolen moments behind the bleachers. Fingers brushing, confessions whispered against the chain-link fence. "I think about you when the lights go out," he'd murmur, and I'd believe him, because in Milford, where fag was still currency in the locker room, admitting that took guts. But Coach Harlan? He was the high priest of denial, a barrel-chested ex-linebacker in his 50s, with a buzz cut gone gray and a whistle that dangled like a noose. He'd built the Eagles into state contenders 3 years running. To him, the team was a machine. Parts interchangeable, weaknesses excised like rust from a chassis. He saw my speed, sure, clocked me at 4.4 on the 40, but my distractions, as he called them, were the real benchwarmers. I'd caught him staring during drills, his jaw tightening when Adam slung an arm around my shoulders a beat too long. "Focus, Reyes," he'd snap, as if my eyes weren't locked on the ball but on the boy throwing it. The ignoring started subtle. A missed high five after a 60-yard touchdown in our opener against Crestview. A roster spot that kept getting overlooked for lineup announcements. By mid-season, it was blatant. Water breaks where he'd call everyone but me. Film sessions where my plays vanished from the reel. The guys noticed. Whispers in the showers about favoritism, about how Coach was riding Jason hard. But Adam? He defended me like a blitz. "Coach is just pushing you, Jace. He sees potential." We'd sneak out to the quarry on weekends, skipping stones into the black water, his head on my lap as we talked futures. Me at Ohio State on a track scholarship, him slinging passes for the Buckeyes. "We'll make it," he'd say, lacing our fingers. "You and me against the rust." I wanted to believe him. God, I did. But doubt crept in like Ohio winter, frosting the edges of our moments. One night after a brutal loss to the Riverton Raiders, Adam's 3 picks sealing our 28-17 defeat, I found him in the locker room, hunched over his phone. "Babe," I said, voice small against the echo of slamming doors. He startled, shoving the screen away. "Just family stuff." Later, tangled in the sheets of my beat-up Chevy's back seat, parked in the shadow of the grain silo, he pulled me close. "Promise you'll always have my back?" His eyes were stormy, vulnerable. I nodded, tracing the freckles across his nose. "Always." The betrayal hit like a blindside tackle. It was 2 weeks before playoffs, during a team meeting in the humid weight room that smelled of sweat and Benghazi. Coach Harlan paced like a caged bear, clipboard in hand. "Listen up, Eagles. We're 1 win from semis, but heart's what's gonna carry us. Not talent, heart." His gaze swept the room, lingering on Adam, on Tyler the fullback, even on freshman water boy Mikey. Anywhere but me. My stomach knotted. I'd barely played the last 3 games, relegated to scout team fodder. As the meeting broke, he clapped Adam on the back. "Riley, you're the spark. Keep it lit." I lingered, pretending to coil a jump rope, waiting for the room to empty. Adam shot me a wink before heading out. Our signal for meet you later. But Coach Harlan's voice stopped me cold. Reyes, a word. His tone was gravel. I approached, heart hammering. You've got wheels, kid. But this game's about trust. And right now, I don't trust you not to crack. The words landed like fists. What? Coach, I've given everything. He cut me off with a raised palm. Save it. I see the way you and Riley moon over each other. Distractions like that, they fracture teams. I've got boys counting on me to keep this unit solid. You're off the depth chart. Focus on graduating, not whatever this is. I stood there, frozen, as he strode out. Distractions. The word echoed, twisting like a knife. Did Adam know? Had he spilled to buy his own spot? No, impossible. But the seed was planted, festering through the drive home, past the flickering neon of Dino's diner where mill workers nursed beers and regrets. That night, I confronted him at the quarry. Moonlight silvered the water, turning it to mercury. Adam arrived late, his truck's headlights cutting the dark. Jace? What's with the SOS text? He pulled me into a hug, but I stiffened, shoving the roster printout I'd swiped from the office into his chest. It was blank where my name should be, erased. Did you tell him? About us? The question burned my throat. His face crumpled, confusion morphing to hurt. What? No, Jesus, Jace, why would I? But his eyes darted, just once, to the treeline. And there, in the glow of his phone buzzing on the tailgate, I saw it. A text from Coach. Keep him steady, son. Playoffs are yours if you deliver. The world tilted. You sold me out. My voice cracked, raw as the wind off the lake. Adam lunged forward, grabbing my arms. It's not, listen, he cornered me last week. Said if I handled the team drama, he'd guarantee my recruitment letters. I thought I could fix it, talk him down. I was protecting us. Lies or half-truths, they blurred in the betrayal's haze. I wrenched free, chest heaving. Protecting your future, you mean, while I rot on the bench. Tears mixed with the chill air, hot and humiliating. I loved you, Adam. Thought you were different. He reached again, desperate. I do love you. This town's poison, we both know it. But the scouts. Wessu, it's our ticket out. His plea hung there, fragile as frost. I turned away, the quarry's edge crumbling under my sneakers. Your ticket, not mine. The drive home was a blur, radio static drowning Springsteen's anthems of broken highways. The next days were hellfire. Practice became purgatory. I ran routes like a ghost, invisible to all but the pain. Teammates shot wary looks. Word had leaked, whispers of Reyes snapping, and Riley's side piece. Adam tried cornering me in the halls. Notes slipped into my locker. We can fight this. Together. I crumpled them, each one a fresh wound. Coaches ignoring peaked. No eye contact, no feedback, just the cold efficiency of a man who'd written me off. But Milford's machine ground on. Playoffs loomed. Our semi against arch-rivals Hamilton High. The town buzzed, banners strung across Main Street, Dino's slinging eagle wings specials. I showed up to the pep rally numb, perched on the bleacher's top row, watching Adam lead cheers with that megawatt smile. Our eyes met once. His were pleading, mine steel. Game night arrived under a bruised sky. The stadium a cauldron of 5,000 souls chanting Eagles. Eagles. I suited up anyway, superstition or spite. Towel over my shoulders, knowing I'd warm the bench with the band kids. Kickoff blurred into a frenzy. Hamilton's defense swarmed like hornets, sacking Adam twice in the first quarter. We trailed 14-3 at half, locker room thick with defeat. Coach Harlan stormed in, veins bulging. This ain't us. Where's the fire? His eyes raked the huddle. Tyler, the lineman, Adam nursing a bruised ribs. Then, impossibly, they landed on me. Reyes, get in here. Murmurs rippled. I froze. Coach? He thrust the clipboard at me. You're captain tonight. Lead the damn huddle. The room exploded. Hoots. Slaps on the back. But I staggered forward, pulse thundering. Why? A ploy? Pity? As the circle formed, hands piling in, I searched his face. No softness, just that granite resolve. On 3 heart. The echo shook me. Second half was chaos incarnate. a thriller etched in mud and miracles. I subbed in on special teams, my speed cracking their secondary for a 42-yard return that set up our first score. But the real storm brewed in the fourth, tied at 21 with 4:12 left. Hamilton punting, we needed a spark. Coach yanked Adam for a wildcat play, me at QB. Your arm's not cannon, Reyes, but your legs are lightning. Go. The snap came hot. I faked the handoff, bolted left, juked a linebacker, and threaded the needle to Tyler for 20. The crowd's roar was biblical. Then, the moment, 3rd and 8 at midfield, clock bleeding. Adam, back at QB, locked eyes with me across the line. No words, just a nod, raw with everything unsaid. He dropped back, pressure collapsing. I streaked right, the safety on my hip. The ball spiraled perfect into my hands. 50 yards to glory, defenders converging like fate. I spun, cut, dove, turf in my teeth, end zone hours. 28-21. Final. The dog pile buried me, brothers in arms. But as they peeled away, Adam was there, hauling me up. You did it? He choked, forehead to mine amid the confetti chaos. Tears streaked his dirt-smeared face. I'm sorry, Jace, for everything. The whistle blew, semis secured. But in that crush, with lights blazing and Milford alive, I saw the truth. Betrayal's scar, but love's stubborn root. Coach Harlan found us later under the emptying stands. Reyes, he grunted, clapping my pads. Thought you were soft, distracted, but heart, you got more than most. No apology for the bench, the words, but his nod said enough. A bridge, rickety but real. Adam and I, we talked that night, raw and reckoning, under the quarry stars. I was scared, he admitted, of losing it all. But not you. Forgiveness isn't clean. It's jagged, earned in the aftershock. We chose slow. Texts turning to talks, hands finding each other without the weight of secrets. Graduation came in June, caps tossed like confetti into a sky finally blue. I walked that stage with a track scholarship to state, Adam's OSU letter framed on my wall. Milford faded in the rearview, but it shaped us. The rust teaching resilience, the field forging our fire. Love, in a town like that, isn't a fairy tale. It's a fight won in the mud, one play at a time. And as we drove west, windows down, Bruce crooning of Thunder Roads, I gripped Adam's hand. Not perfect, not promised, but ours fiercely, humanly, alive.